Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. So, lately I've been talking about exercise considerations and the principles of exercise. You've heard me talk about a lot about different topics, and in this video I'm going to be talking about another important one, probably one of the most important ones, and this is recovery. So, what is recovery? What do I mean by it? Now, when you're actually doing your exercise and you have those little rest breaks between sets of pull-ups or sets of sprints or in between laps in the pool, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is in between your exercise sessions. Like if you're swimming on Monday, you're hiking on Wednesday, it's that time in between the two where you recover. Now, again, who is this important for? Why do we even need to consider recovery? This is going to be important for anybody basically doing any activity, because recovery is when your mind and your body repairs itself and makes the adaptations that you are seeking for when you do your exercise or you're doing your activity in order to improve and to stay well and healthy. Now, when do you need to worry about recovery? Again, as soon as you're done with your activity, that's when your recovery starts. And this can be anything from your nutrition to sleep to your stress levels in and outside of home, gym, work, what have you. It can even be your mindset. But because recovery is such a vast topic, I'm just going to be talking about a couple key main things that I heard about at the Perform Better Summit. So at the summit, the speaker that I went to talking about recovery spent over an hour. I think it was around an hour and a half just talking about a couple little things on recovery. And he still had a lot more to talk about. He just barely scratched the surface. And so in order to keep this video short and any subsequent videos short, I'm just going to talk about a couple kind of interesting things. And so in this video, I'm going to be talking about chocolate milk and sports drinks. So I'm sure many of you have had chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk. And for the longest time, I've encouraged clients to have chocolate milk either during a hard workout or right after in order to kind of help recovery. However, I learned something new, or rather was reminded of something, that milk, and in particular dairy, can be very allergenic for a lot of people. It may not be a good idea for most people out there because it can decrease absorption or it can provide an allergic reaction for a lot of people. In addition to the dairy factor, there's the huge amount of pure sugar that is in chocolate milk. And this can be an issue with sports drinks too. But I'll talk about that in a moment. Now, for chocolate milk, the main issue is unless you're exercising for 2 or 3 hours, or you're paddleboarding all day, or you've got a soccer game in the morning and then another one in the afternoon, you really don't need chocolate milk or a sports drink in order to recover. You only need chocolate milk if you're going on a century ride and you need to replace that sugar and protein and fat while you're doing it. If you're doing a 30-minute boot camp, you don't need chocolate milk. Just have a nice healthy meal right after your workout. Same thing with sports drinks. Unless you're outside in 100-degree heat and you're sweating profusely and you're getting rid of all of your electrolytes, you really do not need a sports drink. If you're just doing a 45-minute spin class, yeah, it's going to be hard, but for the most part, you're going to be okay with a diluted sports drink, or you're going to be okay with just plain water. The speaker also did mention caffeine, mentioned that caffeine is really good before your exercise because it can help boost your exercise capacity during it. However, after the exercise, caffeine is not such a great idea because it can stimulate hormones that actually work against the adaptations that you're looking for. One of the hormones that it stimulates is cortisol, and after your exercise, if you have caffeine, it increases the cortisol, and what that can do is that has a catabolic or a breakdown, or can induce a breakdown of the muscle tissue. Not something that we're really looking for in terms of exercise adaptations. So anyway, this video is getting a little bit long, so thanks for tuning in. Talked about recovery. We'll talk about it a little bit more on the next video. See you next time.